Before this video starts, this is a huge spoiler warning for Jujutsu Kaisen Season 2 Episode 19, as well as the events leading up to it. It feels like whenever we get a new season of a popular shonen action series, manga readers flock to circles to say, quote-unquote, "You guys aren't ready for this season," to stir up the hype. Yet, every single time, this statement seems to fall flat for me. They said it about the new Bleach season, they said it about Mob Psycho Season 3, they said it about Fire Force Season 2, and did I enjoy all of these seasons? Yes. But did I come out feeling like I wasn't ready for them? No. By warning anime watchers that they aren't ready for upcoming seasons, you're implying that something insane is going to go down during them. And while all of the shows I mentioned before absolutely had crazy moments in their hyped up sequel seasons, there, in my opinion, wasn't anything worth warning watchers in advance about. So when manga readers started saying this about Jujutsu Kaisen Season 2, as always, I had my doubts. Now, to be fair to Jujutsu Kaisen, the show absolutely had the capacity to live up to the hype. The series is much darker, more mature, and better written than other shows in the genre, especially in terms of its female characters. Not you, though. It's said that if you show one of Maki's scenes to a group of 12-year-old boys, they will spontaneously combust. Isaac Newton actually talked about this in his third law of motion. The point is, when manga readers said that we weren't ready for Jujutsu Kaisen Season 2, I figured that, yeah, that could absolutely be true. But I still didn't believe them. Yes, the series may have discovered the unheard-of concept of respecting women that many shonen creators are still trying to wrap their heads around today, and moments like Junpei's death hit pretty hard. But could it really live up to the hype that it was? It did. It absolutely fucking did. I'm honestly convinced at this point that manga readers collectively joined together and went, okay, here's the plan. We hype up literally every sequel season, so by the time JJK Season 2 rolls around, everyone will think it's just a boy who cried wolf type of situation, and it'll be blown away when we are actually being serious about this one. Because how in the hell was I supposed to expect this? Like, these were the same people who were hyping up fucking My Hero Academia, probably the most generic shonen action series. How did this happen? But why exactly do I think that this season lived up to the hype? Well, to answer that question, we'll have to take a look at episode 19, the episode that absolutely broke me. Yeah, there was some crazy shit before this episode, Riko's death for example, but the Shibuya incident was where things really kicked off, and episode 19 is where the nature of what I was in for really clicked with me. And to show why that is, let's take a look at it. The episode starts out with Nobara running to... oh shit, I should probably explain the context first. Basically, Nobara and Nita were with Nanami, but after they encountered failed abortion, waste of sperm, sewer rat, shit-faced doo-doo head, Mahito, Nanami told them to run off while he took care of him. Back to present time though, Nobara runs back to help him. Unbeknownst to her though, Nanami has already been cooked, and Mahito is now fighting Yuji, and oh, Jesus fucking Christ. Anyways, on her way there, Nobara is stopped by another Mahito? What the f? So yeah, apparently one of these fuckers wasn't enough because the dude just had to go and create a double of himself. So Nobara does what she does best, just absolutely girl bossing her way through the fight, pulling shit out of her fucking arms, and then she gets his ass. Hell yeah. The attack ends up hurting the real Mahito as well, giving Yuji an advantage in his fight. And goddamn, watching this fuckface get absolutely wiped is so satisfying. But back to Nobara's fight, this motherfucker's running away. What the hell? Nope, he's leading her into a trap, he's leading her into a fucking trap, he's leading her into a no! As we know by now, all it takes for Mahito to fuck up a single person is a single touch from his nasty-ass hand. Yes, it may have taken turning Nanami into one of those fucking textbook anatomy models to kill him, but, well, Nanami's not exactly a normal person. Well, he wasn't, at least. So in this scene, the reaction of most watchers was, oh, Nobara's fucking cooked. And if that wasn't already obvious enough, she covers up the side of her face that Mahito touched, and we transition into a backstory. And here's the thing, Nobara is my favorite character in the series. Okay. As my longtime viewers may know, I love Junpei, but come on, he was in like 5 episodes, I can't call him my favorite character. And as a Nobara truther, I was praying that this was some sort of fake out, because this series wouldn't kill off a main character, right? No offense, Nanami, but I was sorta hoping that your death was the thing I was supposed to not be ready for. Sorry. We're taken back to Nobara's childhood. She was raised in a village in bumfuck nowhere, and she's all like, never anything to do in this town. lived here my whole life. A new girl ends up moving to the village and instantly starts getting bullied for having a blue backpack, which apparently is a criticism of Japan's don't stand out society, so there's some social commentary for you, I guess. Nobara ends up standing up for the girl by pulling some insane-ass backpack catching maneuvers and, beating the shit out of the girl's bullies. So yeah, Nobara and the new girl, named Fumi, end up becoming friends and...
Several years later, the old lady next door brought over red rice to celebrate my first period. That's when I finally understood the creepiness that Nobara was always talking to me about.
Oh, is this village a cult? Anyways, the two end up meeting a woman named Saori, who acts as sort of an older sister figure to them. She also ends up influencing Nobara's interest in more feminine things. Their time with Saori is short-lived, however, as she ends up having to move away after her house was mysteriously targeted and vandalized, which has a massive impact on Nobara, who is distraught at the loss of such an important person in her life.
I hadn't realized she could cry until then. And I guess the shock of that blotted out everything else from my memory.
Fast forward a bit, and now Nobara is leaving the village to transfer to Jujutsu High. In yet another emotional scene, Fumi and Nobara cry as they part ways, but Nobara promises that the next time they see each other, it'll be the two of them and Saori. Speaking of Saori, in the present day, she is now an office worker living in the city. She's dissatisfied with her current life, I wonder why, and begins to recount her time with Fumi and Nobara, eager to know how they're doing now. And here's where we cut back to Nobara, who has now reunited with the two of them in a happy and touching moment. No, just kidding. Nobara has a monologue in a room full of chairs, absolute nightmare for some anime characters, about how she thought everyone in that village was crazy. Which is actually kind of true to a large extent, because it was, in fact, a cult. She then starts seeing everyone she cared about in this room, including Fumi. She tells the vision of Fumi that she's sorry she couldn't keep her promise. Yeah, we're fucked. We snap back to reality. Oh, there goes gravity, and Nobara tells Yuji to tell everyone that her life wasn't so bad after all. Yep, we're fucked. We're absolutely fucked. No feelings are spared in this scene. The left side of Nobara's face just fucking bursts, her fucking eye flies out, and she falls to the ground. And then it's over. The episode's just done. Movies, shows, books, video games, etc. rarely ever make me cry. I'm not trying to flex or anything. In fact, it's kind of weird, but it takes a lot for a piece of fictional media to make me cry. And this episode of Jujutsu Kaisen Season 2 did not make me cry, but it really got me close. By the time the ending credits rolled around, I was shocked, sad, pissed, disturbed, and just kind of dumbfounded. But the two coherent thoughts I was able to make at this time were that I wanted to personally curb stomp Mahito until he was a puddle of nasty-ass sewer rat blood. Like, this fucker is now responsible for the deaths of two of my favorite characters in the series, among others. If I ever see one more person defend his ugly ass again, I will snap. Oh, and my other thought was that manga readers were right, because I was, in fact, not ready for this season. Now, granted, Nobara isn't technically dead, but this fight left her in critical condition, and her status is unknown aside from her supposedly being in a coma. But the fact that such a popular shonen action series had the balls to, at the very least, critically injure a main character is insane. Usually, when characters die in shows like this, they're usually nowhere near as significant as the main characters, and their deaths serve as lessons or motivation for the protagonist. But there's no lesson here. Well, maybe the lesson for the viewer was that this show shouldn't be underestimated. But character-wise, there's nothing to be learned, nothing gained, nothing uplifting, no. Nothing about this episode is good for anyone. Well, except Mahito, that annoying worthless pile of fucking dog shit. All this does is traumatize Yuji, that poor boy, even more. This episode hurts. It broke me. Even going back to watch it for this video, already knowing what was going to happen was painful. And it's incredible. Don't get me wrong, if Nobara actually ends up dying, I'll never be happy again. That's not incredible. It's just the realization that Jujutsu Kaisen did, in fact, have the capacity to absolutely destroy me. That's what was amazing. I made this video for a few reasons. First of all, I just wanted to share my thoughts on an anime episode that completely blew me away, because that can be a pretty rare occurrence. Secondly, I wanted to try out analyzing and discussing a specific episode of a series instead of just reviewing the whole thing. And finally, I wanted to talk about Jujutsu Kaisen because it's popular right now and will probably get me more views. Okay, I'm joking. Kinda. But seriously, if you want to see more videos like this about anime, video games, music, and more, then please consider liking, subscribing, sharing, and all of that stuff. Especially when it comes to subscribing, because I'm pretty close to 500 subs, and I want to hit that goal by the end of the year. I'll definitely talk about JJK again at some point, so if you want to see that, then, subscribe. I hope you enjoyed this video as much as I enjoyed making it, and hopefully I'll see you in the next one. Bye!